It's gonna be spoiler free. Okay, so I'm about to review this movie right here, right now. It's gonna be spoiler free. Okay, it's gonna be spoiler free. But, fam, listen to me. I watched this movie. So recently, I just let me move StreamYard over a little bit. So recently, I just crowned Robert Pattinson. Yeah, we'll watch it in a second. This little video I made about Robert Pattinson. But recently, I just crowned Robert Pattinson as my favorite actor all time. First, it was Heath Ledger from like 2001 to 2005. And then it was, after that, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And then until like a few weeks ago, it's become Robert Pattinson. Listen, Robert Pattinson is he's a fucking chameleon, okay? He's like that next Buster Keaton, you know what I'm saying? He's like that next, that nigga, you know what I'm saying, man? That's my boy. Fuck. That's my boy. Hold on a second. Okay. But yeah, that's my fucking boy, right? So I watched this for the first time. The only thing I knew about this movie was the Joaquin Phoenix movie from the director James Gray, whatever the fuck it's called, okay? Whatever it's called. And then Ad Astra, which I wasn't too sweet on, but maybe I should revisit. It just put me to sleep, to be fair. But I had great shots. But this movie right here is a 10 out of 10. You understand me? Fucking. This movie is a 10 out of 10. It is a masterpiece, okay? Literally, the first few moments. Well, everything that's inside of this movie is really just the essence of me, literally, if you distill it down. Like, when I was a kid, like, most of what I did was either be in a movie theater or be outside, especially probably in someone's backyard or in the wilderness, exploring, daydreaming about exploring. There was this animated movie, some Disney movie called like Atlantis, or it was about Atlantis or something like that. And there was a trailer to Atlantis back in the day. It was like a teaser trailer, and it was like the first ever trailer for this animated movie. And I used to watch that trailer over and over and over again. Like when National Treasure with Nicolas Cage came out, I watched that movie probably like 16,000 times, okay, including the trailer. Brendan Fraser's The Mummy. Do you know what kind of picture I'm trying to paint for you? Like this sense of adventure has always been ingrained in me. And like the first few moments of this movie, it's just blackness, and then slowly rising and getting louder. It's like the outside sounds of Amazonia. You know what I'm saying? So you're hearing like these crickets or like cicadas, or you're hearing the rushing of the water, the fluttering of the wind. You're hearing these animals in the background, and it's almost like even though you're not seeing, you can see it. You can see imagery through the sound, you know. And then like some torches light the darkness finally. And I remember in that moment, like, yo, there's something special about this movie. And was it Charlie? What's the old boy's name? Charlie Hunnam. Yeah, Charlie Hunnam is the main character. Now, I don't have a lot of experience with Charlie. I never saw Sons of Anarchy, and I barely have watched many movies with him. So, but anyway, his performance was outstanding. He was outstanding. To be honest with you, there's not many people that would be able to sell this character as well as he did, because there's so many facets to his character. Percy Fawcett, who was a real life explorer, who went gives me goosebumps thinking about it. But Charlie Hunnam's character and this movie is based off a true story that actually happened, where this explorer, he disappeared searching for this ancient city that's never been found by people outside the natives that lived there. But it's just him, and he had this obsessive pursuit, this obsession with trying to find this ancient city, supposedly in the middle of the Amazon forest, that was supposedly, had like streets or buildings made of gold, supported millions of people, hidden away from the white man, in the movie's words. And this movie this movie was equivalent to traveling back to the early 1900s and going on an adventure through the rainforest and the rivers and dealing with the snakes and the jaguars. And holy shit, this movie was such a ride. This movie was fantastic. I felt like I was in the movie with them on this journey. Through the starvation, through these sometimes terrifying natives that are aggressive as fuck, shooting arrows and shit. Could you imagine being on a raft and just like staring at a tree and being like, "That's a nice tree," and the fucking arrows just come out of nowhere? Holy shit. And these fucking, the natives of this land, at least in this movie, they're like fucking cannibals and shit. And it's just like, whoa, oh my God, how am I supposed to communicate with these people without them murdering me or getting the wrong idea? Dude, this movie. Hey, check the chat. What? There's only fucking 4 fucking comments I missed. Let me see. Old man, remember Lost Empire. Oh, that's what it was called? Atlantis, the Lost Empire? Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Issa Deb, good day all. Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? But hold on a second. I was going on a good tear. Y'all chat can wait a fucking second. Because this movie was exceptional. Like all the performances were great. Sienna Miller, who is really underrated, who I enjoy, his plays the mother. Tom Holland is in here. Which like Tom Holland, he's really good in here, but like I don't think Tom Holland was old enough to truly 100% do this role justice. But he was solid. He was really solid. Tom Holland was good in here. Robert Pattinson is a fucking chameleon. Like when Robert shows up in the movie, it literally took almost a full 60 seconds for me to be like, holy shit, that's Robert. Especially with the low volume accent that he's got going on. Like, my God, you could almost easily forget that that's him for real. It's stunning work from my boy Robert. The cinematography, like there's a shot at the beginning where Charlie Hunnam and his boys basically are and their dogs, they're chasing some deer across this like curvy landscape, and the shots of like the tracking shots of like following them on horseback as they're trying to shoot these deer, it's just mind-blowing. Matter of fact, the movie is full of mind-blowing, just jaw-dropping cinematography that's just out of this world. Like there's a moment where Sienna Miller is she wrote a letter to Charlie, so it's like a voiceover, and we're just seeing shots of Robert and Charlie trekking through extraordinarily beautiful terrain, worthy of a Star Wars movie. And dude, that movie just blew my mind. There's a sequence where let me see here. I have it here. There we go. There's a sequence where Charlie Hunnam he believes that he's found remnants of this advanced ancient civilization made of natives that lived hidden away somewhere in the Amazon. And there's a moment where Charlie Hunnam is making a speech to all of his men back home about this theory. And he's talking about how these ancient people that could be at this ancient unfound lost city, if they're out there, they could like predate them and be just as smart as they are. And like it's just the movie is just so fucking deep. It just gave me goosebumps. The ending is so ambiguous, but like in real life, what happened to Percy Fawcett is ambiguous as fuck. It's just like, did something go wrong? Did he die out there? Did he find the city? I won't spoil the ending of the movie. I think the ending of the movie is on board. It's about as perfect as you could plausibly get, because it really just aflames the imagination. That's what this movie really did. Just aflamed my imagination. It is it's a 10 out of 10. I highly recommend it. The music is gorgeous. The shots are just awe-inspiring. I mean, the performances are really inspired. Really solid work. And I was just blown the fuck away by this movie. It's a 10 out of 10. I highly recommend it. Recommend it so highly. Just a truly haunting, beautiful movie. So yeah, this is highly recommended. Directed by James Gray, Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson. Get in there. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. It blew me away. I was transported. For real. That movie will make you feel like, there's a moment at the beginning of the movie where one of the soldiers, they're talking to Charlie Hunnam, and they're like, "Sir, they need you down in blah, 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 a few miles away." And Charlie's like, "Sir?" And he's like, "Sounds like a great exploration is about to begin. Seems you've been invited to a great adventure." And Charlie's response to that, just like, like the obsession with this ancient city, with this ancient civilization, the ambition, like I relate so hard. Such a good movie, y'all. Highly recommended.